So ladies, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on women proposing to men. Would you ever do that? Do you feel that that's appropriate? You agree with it? And also, fellas, I want to know what your opinion on it. Like, would you want your woman to get down on one knee and propose to you? Because this seemed to be like a big debate. A guy on Facebook had made a post. It was a picture of like 3 pictures of women down on their knee proposing to men. And he said, let's normalize this. So I shared the post and I said, let's not. I said, I would never be that desperate to get married. That's my opinion. Now, there may be women out there that's just like, hey, I want to be married and I don't care if who proposes. I don't care if it's me proposing to him or him proposing to me. I just know that I want to be married so badly. That's cool. I'm, like I said, not that desperate to be married. I don't desperately want to be married that bad to where I feel like I need to propose to a man. But that's just me. That's my opinion. Most of the women on the post agreed. But honey, you should have seen how butthurt these men was. I mean, these men had their boxer briefs in a bunch over my opinion. They wanted to argue me down and debate with me about my opinion. How are you going to argue with me about my feelings? Ho, is you cool? Cause what's tea? I don't understand. Like, I get it. It's social media. When you put your opinion out there, you're going to have opposers that are going to state their opinion. And I'm all fine with that. I'm open to opinions. But just say your opinion and then hop up off my shit. Keep it pushing. Like, you don't have to sit there and go back and forth with me and argue and debate. Because at the end of the day, I still said what I said and I still feel how I feel. No matter what you said, I still stand firm on what I said. My stance has not been shaken. I'm still unmoved by whatever you said. I'm unmoved and I still stand firm on what I said. So it's okay. I said what I said. You said what you said. Then let's move on. These men wanted to bait me into an argument, like asking me all these questions and okay. And I'm still not going to propose to a man. And you're not my man. I'm not your woman. So why does it matter? If you want a woman who's going to propose to you and you want to get down and you want her to get down on her knees and take your hand like a princess and put a ring on your finger and propose to you, then that's fine. That's not what I'm going to do. And so one man, he was like, but he said, we equal, right? Can't women do everything men can do? I said, well, if there are women out there that feel like they can do everything that a man can do, or they want to do everything that a man does, then that's on them. Me personally, however, I don't want to do everything that a man can do. But that's just me. Because why are you trying to make me speak for all women? I'm not the representative for women. I can't, I don't know. If there are women out there like that, that's not me. I don't want to do everything that a man does. I'm a woman. I know there are things that I can and that I cannot do. So you saying that for what? Like, still, point is not proven, baby. So then one man, he's like, oh, but aren't y'all strong and independent? Okay, so let's just break it down. Let's just start with, are we strong? Well, I'm gonna speak for myself because again, I'm not the representative for all women. So me personally, am I strong? Well, let's see. So the opposite of strong is weak. I'm definitely not a weak woman. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm a strong woman. Because see, what it is you men want us to be weak women so that we can be controlled and manipulated, and that's not me. And walked all over, like, that's not me. So if you thought I was gonna say, no, I'm not a strong woman, so what, am I, a weak woman? No, I am a strong woman for the most part, and there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing masculine about that. I feel like men and women are both strong and weak. Men are expected to be strong because they're men, but men are also allowed to be weak at times. And that's when you want a partner that could reassure you and someone that you can lean on when you are weak in those moments, and they can, be strong. And the same with women. We're strong, but then sometimes we're not. We're weak. And especially when we're with our men, we are not as strong because we have our men there who are strong. So we can, relax a little bit. We don't have to be so strong because we're not like making all those decisions that we usually make, because we letting the man take the lead. But, it's interchangeable. So I just feel like, okay, so you're saying, but we're strong, but what's that mean? That because we strong, we should propose to men? And then you say, oh, y'all independent, right? Okay, anybody who's doing things on their own is moving independently. They're independent. Yes, I'm independent. I live on my own. I go to work and I pay my own rent and my own bills. So I'm not anybody's dependent. So yes, I'm independent. So is something wrong with that because I'm independent? That's not by choice. That's because I have to be. Because who else is going to pay my rent and bills? Now, if I said, no, I'm not independent, like I only mess with men who can pay my bills and my rent. I use men to take care of me. Then that would be a problem because I'm dependent on a man to take care of me and pay my bills. So it's like, do you want us to be independent or dependent? Can you make up your mind? So I'm like, yeah, we're strong and independent. What does that mean? I mean, that's still, your point is still not proven, And then I had one man who wanted to like throw scripture, like not scriptures. He wanted to throw like Bible stories. He was talking about Ruth and Boaz. So I'm like, okay, you want to go biblical. I'm like, but didn't the Bible say he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord? Not the other way around. Nowhere in the Bible did it say she who finds a husband. It's he who finds a wife. So why are we even going there? Then he turned around and said, oh, you giving me scripture. Don't give me scripture. Give me stories. I want stories. I'm giving you a story out the Bible, Ruth and Boaz. I said, oh, you want a story? Okay, bet. I got a story for you. So here's a real life story for you, okay? There was a woman named Chrissy Lampkin. She was dating a man long term. His name was Jim Jones. He's a rapper. This couple was on a popular show called Love and Hip Hop on VH1, Love and Hip Hop New York. Chrissy wanted to be married very, very badly. And Jim Jones just refused to propose to her. So she decided that she was going to get down on one knee on national television in front of thousands of viewers and propose to Jim. This was in 2011. It is now 2025 and Chrissy and Jim are still not married. There's a real life story for you. Hence why I will never propose to a man. You know why? Because if a man wants to marry you, he will propose. You don't have to propose to a man. If a man wants to marry you and he knows he wants to marry you, he will propose to you. If he hasn't proposed to you, it's because he doesn't want to marry you or he just doesn't want to get married. It may not be anything towards you. He's just not ready to get married at that time. When he's ready, he'll propose. You don't need to propose to a man. So no, I don't agree with it. It says for the man should ask the woman's father for her hand in marriage. It didn't say a woman goes and asks the mama for her son's hands in marriage. No, because men propose to women and that's just how it is for me personally. Now, if you think otherwise, that's cool. Like I'm like, give me your opinion. If you feel like, oh, it's okay, then we just agree to disagree. It's fine. Like I don't, care about people having an opinion. He's right. When you put something on social media, opposers can, state their piece. As long as you do it respectfully, I don't care. But you just say what you say and okay, you move along. But asking me all these questions and want to debate with me. And I told one dude, I'm like, listen, you want to keep going back and forth? I am not argumentative. I do not want to keep going back and forth with you about my opinion. He said, well, you are being argumentative because I'm not going back and forth by myself. So I'm like, okay, cool. I see what you did there. You baited me. You baited me into a debate with you. And I should have just never responded. Like when they was asking me these questions, wanted me to basically, I guess, justify, which none of the questions they asked were really questions that were anything that was going to make my answer be justifiable or their answer be justifiable, because what they was asking me really had nothing to do with even marriage, really. But I'm just like, he baited me into that, and I should have never responded and did back and forth with these guys, because I'm like, I really wanted a man who believed that a man should only propose to a woman to step into these comments because they wanted to attack a woman, which was me. And I just did because I felt like you're trying to play in my face. You trying to act like I'm not intelligent enough to articulate a rebuttal to whatever you're saying, and I am. So that's the only reason why I was going back and forth with these guys, and I'm just like, I like literally I don't care, okay, whatever. And then one guy, he wanted to bring race into it, like, and that's why only 27% of black women are married because your egos are so high. I said, so are you insinuating that only 27% of black women are married because we don't propose, but the other non-black women are married because they are proposing? Is that what you're saying? Because that's not true. Non-black women are married more than black women because non-black men propose. Most black men, they're just not marriage minded. I have met several black men that have said that they do not believe in marriage, that marriage doesn't mean anything, it doesn't change anything, it's just a piece of paper, it's just the man, this and that, which I'm not saying that like I disagree, because I do think like marriage and divorce is like all financial gain for the government and everything like that, but that's another story. But I have never heard a non-black man say anything like that. And I do know statistically, from what I see and my experience is that black men will make black women baby mothers. They will have kids with you. They will stay with you for umpteen years, and they will never marry you. I know several people that the couples have been together for 10, 20, 30, 40, even 50 years and never got married. And I feel like if that works for you, that works for you. For me, like, it's not about race. It's about finding a partner with the same common goal. Like, if your goal is to get married, then you need to find a partner who wants marriage. If you don't care about marriage or you don't want marriage, then you find a partner who doesn't care or doesn't want marriage. Like I told him, I said a lot of more black women would probably be married if they dated outside of their race. But I'm not like advocating for that. I feel like I said, love who you love and be who you want to be with. Just have the same common goal as that person. That's it. So that's that. And then one guy was like, so let me ask you a question. Do you think that women should be feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive towards their man? I said, well, first off, I don't feel like a woman should be submissive to anyone besides her husband and God. That's just me again. I said, as far as friendly, feminine, and cooperative goes, yes, I do feel like a woman should be that towards her man. And I had to sit back and think about the cooperative, because that kind of gave me like a control thing. But the definition of cooperative is mutual assistance working towards a common goal. So I do feel like a woman should be that. So then he says, oh, so are you saying the man should say, well, I'm not going to protect, physically provide for, cater, support, or be faithful to a woman until he gets married to her and makes her his wife? I said, well, I would expect for a man to support, cater, and be faithful in a relationship, because I am all of those things. So I would expect him to be in reciprocation of those things as well. I said, and as far as financially supportive or financially providing for goals, I do feel that a man has the right to reserve that for his wife. Just as I would say I reserve submission for my husband, you can say that you are willing to financially provide for a woman who is your wife. That is perfectly fine. I don't expect a man to financially provide for me as a girlfriend. Now, as far as protecting goes, I said, so you want her to be friendly and feminine, but you don't want to protect her? How would she be friendly and feminine if you're not going to protect her? So, yes, I would think if you want her to be friendly and feminine, you would protect her. and that's just my thoughts on that. Like, again, it's just like, okay, I'm intelligent enough and articulate enough to um, hang with these type of conversations and, you know, stand up for myself. But again, I'm not a debater. If I wanted to debate, I would have became a lawyer. And that's also another reason why I am not a good salesperson, because I don't want to try to persuade anyone to do something that they have already made up in their mind that they don't want to do. So you're not going to persuade my opinion. I'm not here to persuade your opinion. I'm just simply stating my opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and everyone loves to share it, and that's okay. As again, respectful, state your opinion, agree to disagree, and move on. We don't need to back and forth. You're not going to persuade me. I'm not trying to persuade you to see it from my way. You may see it from my way, great. We have the same mindset as far as that goes. If not, everyone doesn't have to be alike and think alike. That's the beautiful thing. And so, you know, that is that. But I just thought like it was insane how these men were like so mad because I said I don't agree with normalizing a woman proposing to a man, and that I would personally never do that. But I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on it down in the comments if you care to share.